And welcome back to Deathbattle Prediction. We just had Vader versus Obito. I like the fight. Right now, obviously I gave my final opinions in the video, so all I'd say is I am 4-1 right now. I'm doing well this season so far. But they announced the next one, which is Raven versus the Phoenix. Now, a little bit of a problem I have with the fight is that saying it's the Phoenix, it's a bit of a broad term. Clearly, they're going to have Jean possessed by the Phoenix. But are we going to have the Phoenix itself show up and be in the battle? I don't know. All I know is these are two vastly powerful individuals at their peaks who can do basically anything. I actually saw some people kind of giving their opinions about the Phoenix versus Raven thing, about how it seems that they think Raven is going to win. Most people seem to think it goes to Raven in this fight. So power-wise, they're both ridiculously strong. On their own, without like the amps, say like her in like her demon form for Raven, or without the Phoenix, Jean is still an immensely powerful telekinetic and telepath, strong telekinetic and telepath, but still, and Raven is as well. But Raven's powers come from her emotions. It's not just she has telepathy, all that. It's all derivative from her emotions. She has all these powers. They're just strengthened by her emotions or her level of control. I'd argue that Jean might be, when you're talking about like the Phoenix Force, the more powerful telepath, to be fair. But I don't think it's going to come down to that anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. If we're talking about overall power, that's really what it's going to come down to. Because we're talking about multiversal level beings at this point. The Phoenix Force can't be destroyed. It just can't be. But it can be nullified. It has been stopped before. The question just is Raven on that level of power? A lot of people have been bringing up Trigon and the fact that Trigon, the presidents had to make a deal with Trigon, as well as an archangel to make sure he didn't get into heaven or something like that, and she has surpassed Trigon. So I guess the question would quickly be, do you think Trigon would beat the Phoenix Force? I actually don't think Trigon would beat the Phoenix. The Phoenix Force is not there. I mean, there are things similar to the Phoenix Force in DC, but nothing exactly like the Phoenix Force in DC. I probably would say no, Trigon would not beat the Phoenix Force. I think he'd put up a very strong front in battle, but I don't think he could beat the Phoenix Force. Or the Phoenix, anyway. So, now let's be fair. I am saying the Phoenix Force, but we're talking about the Phoenix, not the Phoenix, I guess, as Jean, who theoretically should have all the abilities of the Phoenix Force, amplified to their umpteenth degree, and amplifying her own powers, too. But Raven can do just as much reality warping, matter manipulation, just as Jean. And Jean technically can't die thanks to the Phoenix Force, and the Phoenix Force itself can't die. At least nothing that has been shown in the Marvel Universe can do it. And I honestly do not put Raven on the level that can happen. And Raven's been on Deathbattle once before. She beat, was it Midnight Sparkle or Twilight Sparkle? But with people coming back, just because they come back doesn't mean they always win. Case in point, Batman has been on Deathbattle now how many times? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times if you don't count Terry, and he's only won once. But he still won and not lost all of them. So I will say this, because of the overall functioning immortality the Phoenix has, and even if, say, Jean's body is destroyed, the Phoenix itself could still keep the fight going. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but that's possible. And the fact that on the cosmic level, the Phoenix Force is kind of one of those nigh unstoppable forces. It's less you stop it and more you try to appease it. I just don't know, despite all of Raven's power, if she has the power to stop the Phoenix Force and the Phoenix by omission. And if we're amplifying Jean's telepathy to that point, to the point where even like Professor X can't really do anything against him. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of fiction, really. if we're going by that logic, the question will also be how well would Raven be able to resist mind attacks? Because she can resist them. She's very good at resisting them, but everyone's got a limit. This is not me being a Marvel fanboy or anything like that. I'm probably going to lean towards the Phoenix. I think because we have technically two fighters in one scenario here with the Phoenix Force and Jean herself. Now, maybe it's going to be what happens is that Jean is defeated and the Phoenix Force kind of like just goes into hibernation. But, yeah, it's not that I think Raven couldn't win. I think, though, that when you actually break down everything they're capable of doing, which is pretty much mirroring a lot of the same stuff, I think some of the crossover, the Phoenix is a bit more capable. Like, for example, mana manipulation, just sheer destructive capabilities. I think the Phoenix Force is the more regularly powerful and more regularly using of those abilities than Raven is. That's not to say Raven isn't a powerhouse and can't destroy shit or break things down. It's just the Phoenix Force does that more often and conceivably more effectively. And we're also talking about things like telekinesis. Well, telekinesis, that's a complete wash. Raven might even have the advantage there. Talking about telepathy, Jean enhanced with the Phoenix Force might surpass Raven on that, but Raven should have the mental defenses to hold that off. Add on the fact, too, that the Phoenix is a Nexus being, which makes things a bit difficult. But then again, Wanda was a Nexus being, and she lost to Zatanna, so... I will go Jean. This is one of those matches where I could be dead wrong, and I'm not going to I'm not going to complain about being wrong. I'm not going to hold it against anyone who starts to just get on my case. Like, you're being biased. It's like, no, I'm not being biased. I'm just giving an opinion. And honestly, if you could be completely validated in your opinion that Raven is going to win, and you could be damn 100% right on that. I'm just saying, based on what I got here, I'm going to lean towards the Phoenix. I'm going to lean towards the Phoenix. I could be and may very well be dead wrong on that, but we'll find out. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. By the way, this thumbnail is made by, I believe it's Blippity Blah. I think they made this thumbnail. I don't know. I couldn't really find the name properly. So, if you're the person who made this thumbnail, let me know, and I'll put you in the description box. Until then, thanks for watching, and see you later.